Alrighty. So, Sean has been out looking for work, but haven't had a lot of luck finding any, because it seems like most people don't know him. They don't seem to trust him because he's from a colder area where obviously his clothes definitely gives him away. Um, it's been a long day of job hunting, and you haven't been able to find anything. And eventually, you decided that you want to get something to eat, get something to drink. You're a little low on money, and there's an inn here called the Bloom, and yeah, why not give it a go? And we'll start as you enter this room into
Yeah.
the bar.
Alrighty. So as my make my way in, I'm going to take a bit of a glance around and see what sort of mood is here. Is this sort of like a dingy, rundown place? Is it a little bit higher end? Um, yeah.
Yep, it's a little rundown. It's not great level worth of hospitality, but it's okay. It's
Okay.
what you would expect from a smaller town like this area, and the climate is hot, so some things seem like they have a little bit more wear and tear from weather as well. But
Yeah.
it's okay. It's an okay level. The mood in there seems to be alright. Most people seem to be having a beer after a long day at work or
Okay.
something like that. And the
Okay.
barmaid is pretty busy. So
Okay. Sweet. I'm gonna sort of make my way over towards the bar. I assume there's sort of like a bar of sorts,
yep.
and sort of just wait for a moment where I see that the bartender has a moment, and then sort of just lean in and, if you don't mind my bothering you real quick, just got a question or two, if I may.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Just give me 2 seconds. And she runs off. And
Take your time.
it's a young drow woman,
Okay.
which is a little weird. It's not something that you've seen much of before, but it is, after all,
Yep.
a small city. So maybe she's trying to get away from all the bad reputation. She is quite attractive as well, so maybe that helps with her getting this job as well. But anyway,
Fair enough.
she
Yeah.
is definitely doing hers to make sure that all these people are drunk or at least eating or something like that. And after a few seconds of handing out drinks and such, she comes back to you. Yeah, sorry, what do you want?
Sorry, I can see you're mighty busy. I'm just out here looking for some sort of work or somewhere I can earn some coin. Now, I don't know if you have anything available through here or any recommendations of where I can find myself such a thing.
Uh,
Um,
um, no, I'm not really sure. Like, we don't really need anyone extra here because it looks really busy right now, but then 2 hours away from now, there's literally no one here. Um,
Hope,
so
fair enough.
as soon as we get past this, it's gonna be tricky. I'm not the owner,
Sure.
so you can always talk to the owner if you want to, but I don't think so. It was really hard for me to get this job, especially like me being me. But
No,
um,
I understand, of course.
I think there's some job posters around in the city that you could go and have a look at. There's like a message board or something like that further down towards the bakery. Um,
Okay.
Sometimes there's something there, but I mean it's hard times at the moment. A lot of people looking for jobs, and they're all kind of like struggling a little bit, especially in this part of the world. But
I can understand rougher climate up this way. Of course. Well, I thank you very much for your help. I will definitely come back and show my patronage at a later time if I can. But as I said, I'm looking for work right now. So I'm going to go find that post board. Thank you so much. And I'm going to
no
sort
worries.
of turn and tip my head before walking out.
Yep.
And I'm going to head down towards the baker, see if I can find that job posting.
As you turn around, there's someone right behind you that is very
Okay.
familiar to you.
Oh, okay.
You see your father-in-law, Tokir,
Okay.
and he doesn't look very happy.
Yeah. I I just completely freeze for a moment and just stare blankly at him.
Well, who do you have here?
Um, Greetings, sir. I, I, I don't know what to say, friend. How have you been? How have things been since you've been out and about?
They had been fairly okay, except for the point where I arrived to do a surprise visit at your house and I find out that my daughter is dead.
Sir, yes, I've been trying to
Why
find.
did you not tell me anything? Why is my daughter dead?
I had no means of contacting you, sir. I had no way to find you.
You have
I've
two
come here.
legs.
And that's why I've come here, sir. I'm here looking for work so that I may find people that can come back and help rid that place of that scourge and track you down and deliver such a message. But it has been difficult for a man of my means. No magic or any sort. I'm simply a humble farmer and worker such as yourself. The fact that you managed to track me down, I'm honestly amazed and astonished.
My daughter, my only daughter, is dead because of you. And I need to know what happened.
Well, sir,
And where is my son?
with respect, I would not say it was because of me. It was unfortunate circumstances, and you must remember that she was also my wife.
I do understand that, but she's also my daughter, and you are alive and she is dead, and I want to know why you, not being a Northling as us, decided that you were okay to be alive and she was potentially okay to die. Why didn't
I
you
didn't
protect her?
decide this, sir. I did what I could. I was attacked first, and when I went back to my home, she was the one that helped me. I was in a state where I could barely move, and she brought me back to the point of being able to stand, let alone fight, before our house was invaded and attacked. We did our best to get out of there okay, but unfortunately, in the instance, she was attacked. She was bitten by this vile creature, some undead shambler. And in that instance, she began to change. Once we found a moment of passage where we could escape and calm ourselves in the woods, we began to notice. And I did everything I could to keep her alive, but my strength was not there. And I eventually found myself unconscious. And when I awoke, another person had done the deed. She was still technically alive when I had last left her, but
So you're
I
telling
woke.
me that you didn't even kill that thing? You didn't even put her to rest after she had been turned into this abomination?
I I chased that person down. That person did. It was like I would have to kill your daughter, my wife. It was not. She was still who she was to me,
I,
and that
I can't believe that you would do this and you wouldn't even tell me. I've gone
sir, I
around for
told you.
so long thinking that she was having a perfectly healthy life and now she's dead. She's dead because you couldn't protect her, because you are a weakling, because you are not a Northling. She shouldn't have married you. She should have married someone from the North.
Sort of just exhale and put my head down a bit.
You are not worthy of what she was.
You don't tell me what the fuck I'm of, sir.
I will tell you exactly what I want to tell you. I am taking my grandson and I am training him with us. We're going back to Itna because you left him alone as well. Like they didn't mean anything. So I'm going to train him. I'm going to train him to be a fighter and a warrior and something much better than you. And you can come and say hello to him and you can come and visit him whenever you're done with whatever you're doing in this bar. But before, don't show up.
I just sort of stare at him and just start to shake my head. You wouldn't touch my goddamn son under these circumstances. When you speak to me with respect and you understand the circumstance that I was in, then you have the right to see my son. Until then, you can fuck off back to wherever you came from, and I'll come find you when I'm good and goddamn ready.
And see, he has a very hard time not getting very, very physical right now. And he just grabs one of the mugs and he just throws it across the room and walks out. Everyone in the bar is like, what the fuck just happened there?
Yeah. Once he's out, I sort of just shake my head a little bit, turn around and I point at the barkeep and just go, you know what? I will pay you right now. Show my patronage. I need a drink. And I go and I sit down at the nearest table and just clench my fist.
She quickly comes over and puts down an ale. Wow, that was quite impressive. That was. Whew. Who was that?
Yeah, that was my father-in-law.
Oh, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
That was. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you okay?
I apologize. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll be all right. I've dealt with much hardships in my life, and I can deal with an angry man on occasion. Please let me know what that glass cost. I will pay for that in this drink.
You know what?
If
If you have to deal with this, and I heard that you lost your wife, don't worry about it. Just I'll give you a free drink and something to eat, and you can sleep up in the empty one tonight if you want. Just I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. You're very kind. Very kind.
Well,
I will return this favor when I can.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm just trying to, like, not have everyone think that I'm an absolute asshole. But
I've never thought that for a moment. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being a kind soul who gives other people a chance. Thank you. But please drink up and eat up, and here's a key to number 7 upstairs if you just want to have some rest. I can understand.
Thank you.
If you just want to be a little bit alone.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, these sort of fist starts to unclench, and he starts doing these ones a bit as he just pulls the drink in and starts staring into the mug for a moment.
Fair enough.
Slide the key into my pocket. Take my time with it, but down my drink, just sort of mulling over everything that happened and doing the classic, that would have been a good thing to say, or probably a smarter thing to say. And then eventually, as I finish up, sort of stand. And what time would it be about at this sort of point?
About 12.
Okay.
12
okay. I'll bring the mug sort of back over to the counter and put it on and say, "Thank you kindly. I'm going to go search for that work now."
Oh yeah, of course. Well, there's a message board around the baker's shop, as I said earlier. I think that's the best I can come up with. Sorry.
You've done far more than you've ever needed. I truly appreciate everything you've done. I'll see you in the future, I promise. And turn around and make my way out and head down to the baker. Sort of just occasionally just staring blankly and then sort of having to realize I stop and look about and go, hang on, have I passed it yet? And sort of lost in thought.
It's not a too long walk down to the baker's shop, and you can kind of smell the way because, baked goods and such. It's pretty bustling. Like, there's a lot of people on the street. Seems like most are either going to work, coming home from work, having a break from work. It's very work-minded. There's not a lot of fancy things going on in this place. But eventually you arrive at the baker's shop, and there's indeed a message board.
Sweet, yeah.
Most of the messages on that board has been ripped off, kind of like when someone accepts a mission or something, they like rip it off and then they walk away. So most of them seems to have been there for a little bit. Some of them are weathered, but there is one that stands out a little bit.
Okay.
Agents of action required. Well paid. Bethel Baal. And it has a location, and the city on the location is Broken Bridge.
Yep,
and
perfect.
There is an inn's name underneath as well, where you can eventually go if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But that's the only one that stands out at the moment.
Fair enough. I will... Does it seem to be one where the information has got something I can take off, or is it simply just read it, keep it in mind, and then go?
It's like an A4, so if you want to take it, you can just take the whole thing if you wanted to.
Yeah. Nah, if it's there, having heard earlier that sort of work is quite difficult in the area, I'm gonna leave it where it is, give people opportunity as well, and I'm gonna sort of take in the information before headed towards the Broken Bridge and seeing if I can track it down.
So it's a few days right away from where you are.
Okay. Cool.
So it would take a little bit of time to get there, but
that's fair, yeah.
Roughly, you ask a little bit around and you kind of work out which direction it is, and it's not too far away.
Okay.
But it should be doable to get there. whoever this Berthel Baal is. But
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Do I get a rough idea of how long it would be to walk?
To walk, it would probably be like a week or two.
Okay. And would there be horses that or have I seen sort of any stables or anything of that while in town?
Yeah, there's stables.
Where I
There's
potentially
also
go?
some carts and such like that.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
gonna see.
Sometimes people they travel with other travelers and such, so
Yeah.
it could be possible. Even with little cash, it could be. I think maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can track down and find one of those carts or horses to get a ride in that general direction. See if I can get myself at least as close as possible before. Yeah.
You talk to a few people, and most of them are going other directions. But there is one that is definitely going that way. They're delivering some silks to the area, so yeah, they're open to having you along as a protection as well, in case someone were to try to mug them on the way. They don't want any payment, but they also don't want to pay you for it. So it's kind of the deal. Easy.
Happy to take that.
Yep.
I'm happy to help in that regard, friends.
Yep. You leave next
All right.
And then that's the plan.
Shall I be here for sunrise, or are we looking a little later than that?
Sun up would be okay. Like maybe around
Perfect.
6-ish.
I'll see you then, friends. I appreciate all your help, and I'm gonna head back.
Like it's a dad and a mom and like 3 or 4 kids.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That if anything makes him feel more comfortable. So yeah, easy. Yeah. After that, I'm gonna turn and head back to the Bloom, sort of just thinking about again, sort of lost in thought on my way.
Well, eventually it becomes dark, and you decide to go and actually use that room. And it's a very well used room. There's a lot of like scuff marks on the floor and all that kind of stuff, but the bed looks comfortable. It's more comfortable than what you had over the last few days, maybe. There's a little bookcase. There's a little desk and such. It seems like this is just another room. You've seen many of these types of room before, but it seems okay.
Sweet. Yeah, easy. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna put all my gear down, sort of go over it again, sort of take everything out, make sure that everything's there in good condition, nothing's damaged in my travels, put it all back, make myself comfortable, and sort of try to find rest for the evening. Although I have a feeling that it would be a little bit harder for John tonight, as he's definitely up in thought for a few hours before passing out.
That's fair. You do struggle a little bit because of all the things that you wish you had said, and you get flashbacks to what happened, and you're kind of struggling if it's the right or the wrong thing to leave your son behind. But after a little bit, you kind of calm down and you say, I couldn't have done anything different, so it was the right thing, I guess, even if it's not perfect. And you eventually fall asleep. And you sleep for a bit before you wake up in the middle of the night, and you're cold. It's really, really cold.
Okay.
And you can kind of see your own breath in the room, which is a little weird because you're actually on the way into summer.
Okay.
And it's icy cold. And you're used to the cold. But this is like going straight through your skin and bones. It's just ice.
I'm going to
see your breath inside the room.
I'm going to sort of roll over and see if I can see my my cloak and sort of furs that I sort of line on my shoulders.
Yep.
If I can see them. Yeah. I'm going to grab them, pick them up, pull them up over me and look around the room a bit curiously. Is there like is there a window in this room, like a glassed window?
Yeah, it's like there's a one single glass window there.
Is it like frosting up degrees of cold, or?
It seems to be frosting up on the inside, but on the outside, the water is just dripping off it. Like it's hot on the outside. Like
oh, okay.
Water is like coming down.
In that instance, I'm gonna, as soon as I notice that, I'm gonna sort of slowly shuffle up and sit up in the bed a bit, look around a bit, and try to look around, see if I can reach over and grab one of my hand axes.
Yep.
I'm going to try to pull it under the covers and just keep a look about, because this is very strange.
Yep. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You hear the floor in the room begins to creak like someone's walking on it, but there's no one there.
Gonna slide over.
Starts moving across the floor, up against the wall, and the bookcase is knocked over completely clean.
I throw my axe in that general direction.
Yep. Throw the axe and it hits where you wanted it to, but you don't hit anything.
The fuck's there? What's going on?
There's no response.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna grab my big axe.
Yep.
And sort of wade around the room carefully, keeping an ear open.
No noise or anything else, and it starts getting a little hotter again. You start actually sweating a little bit now when you have the cloak on. It's a hot summer night, and it's actually quite hot now.
I'm gonna throw the door open and sort of look outside, see if I can see anything. If I notice maybe that I feel the more cold outside once I open, if it's whatever this is, if it's moved outside.
The door is still locked from when you locked it from the inside. It was never opened. There's no one outside in the hall, and it feels hot outside, and the smell of baked goods and people having fun downstairs drinking overnight and such. But nothing stands out as being anything related to this. In fact, it seems like to have been centered on your room.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sort of slowly back over to my stuff, grab my hand axe as well, and sort of try slip it on. I'm gonna keep the cloak on and try to use that to sort of cover that. Put my big axe down rather, and I'm just gonna go for a walk down the hall in that, and just look around for anything that seems odd, out of place compared to when I came in. Anything that catches my eye in that regard.
Yep. You walk back and forth a few times, and you really, really intensely give everything a thorough look, but you don't see anything that seems to have anything to do with this.
Okay. All right. After a little while, I'd probably eventually just make my way back to my room, very cautiously, sort of putting most of my things down, but I'd go grab the axe that I threw and bring it over and sort of slip it under the mattress right next to myself, so it's as close to reach as possible, before sort of making sure the window doors are locked and then trying to go back to sleep.
You eventually get too exhausted to hold yourself awake, and you fall asleep. And you wake up by the sun on your face through the window next morning. Another hot summer day.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. All right. I'm going to start off by getting up. I'm going to prepare all my gear for the day. Sort of get it to the side so it's ready to collect before I leave. Then I'm going to go put the chair back and try tidy the room as best I can. Where I threw the axe, is there a mark like in the wall or something like that?
There's a little bit of a chip there in the side of
the
wooden beam next to the door.
Okay.
But it's in worse.
But I'm just going to take note of that as best I can and just be like, oh, all right. Then turn around, grab my things. And before I leave, I'm sort of going to open the door, turn around, and just take one last look over the room and just exhale, see if I can see my breath again.
It's as hot as it's ever been.
Turn, make my way down, and bring the key over to the lovely lady who's been helping me, if she's available in there.
Yep, she's still there.
Yep. I'm going to make my way down, hand her the key, and sort of just lean in and just be like, thank you again. I'm truly appreciative of everything you've done. This is the key. Like I said, I will return the favor in some manner down the line.
Of course.
I didn't make too much noise last night, did I? I seem to have knocked the bookcase over at
Oh,
some point.
oh, we thought that you had a woman in there with you. Like it
Oh,
sounded like you were having fun.
no, afraid not. Just a trip and a fall.
Oh,
Stumbled over my own gear, accidentally knocked the bookcase over.
well, it happens to the best of us.
Thank you. Yes. Well, I'm afraid I must be leaving, but mind to ask, what is your name? I realize I forgot to ask. My name is Jean Ordinfall.
Oh, my name is Delia.
Delia.
Yeah,
Beautiful name.
thank you.
I will remember that. Um, thank you again, and have a pleasant day. Best of luck to you.
You too, Sean.
And I'll make my way out and see if I can start heading towards that family. This time distracted by a completely different train of thoughts. Um,
You find them very quickly. They are preparing the wagon for the journey, and after a little bit, you end up taking off, and that's where the story will continue. I think.
okay, sounds good. Perfect. Yeah, damn.